So, Saturday will soon be upon us, and that sees Newcastle United in action again at St James's Park, where we welcome the visitors Southampton. This is a game that I'm sure Newcastle United will be targeting for 3 points. Southampton on a rotten run of form at the moment. They've lost the last 4. We know what happened in midweek at Manchester United. Surely this is an opportunity for Newcastle United to grab another 3 points. This is the Toon Review. Hi everyone, I'm Paul and welcome back to the Toon Review YouTube channel, where we are previewing Saturday's Premier League encounter at St James's Park between Newcastle United and Southampton. And like I said in the intro there, it's a game that Newcastle United will be looking at surely to try and get 3 points. Southampton have been on a rotten run of form lately. They haven't been performing well. They're on a real slump. They've got injuries, they've got suspensions, and they're coming off the back of a 9-0 defeat against Manchester United. Now, this is the second time that Southampton have been beaten 9-0 in recent times. Obviously, the last one was at home to Leicester City, but they bounced back from that very well. This time, however, they're crippled, and it's an opportunity for us to go out there and play some attacking football and win the game, as far as I'm concerned. Yes, I was confident against Crystal Palace. I don't see why I shouldn't have been, given the performance at Goodison Park. However, it didn't work out that way. Now, I've had criticism come my way that maybe I was too aggressive on my last video, but anyone that knows me knows that it's not aggression, it's just pure passion for the football club. I never get aggressive, it's always just passion, heart on sleeve stuff from me. And in that review of the game against Palace, I was more disappointed with the manager. I feel he waited too long to make changes. He doesn't inspire you from the touchline. He doesn't give the players any motivation. And I think it's commonly known now how I feel, and the majority of Newcastle fans feel, about Steve Bruce. We want him gone. And, what the lads need is somebody on that touchline who is going to inspire them to go forward and play the proper way. Like they did at Goodison Park. Graham Jones, I'm not saying he's the Messiah or anything like that, but not by a long shot. But he was on the touchline, barking out orders the whole game. Players knew where they needed to be, and he was their third eye, if you like, to notify the players on the pitch of where things were going wrong. And players seemed a lot more settled and confident. We didn't seem that way against Crystal Palace. Second half was just, for me, too slow. In every aspect of the game, it was too slow. We're passing the ball around the middle of the park. We're not building fast enough, and we're giving the opposition time to get back and get organised, which Crystal Palace did to perfection. They waited until we got to the final third of the pitch, then they closed us down and won the ball back. Yes, we had plenty shots, but not on target. We very, very rarely tested the goalkeeper, and that's where the downfall was against Crystal Palace. We have got to change that against Southampton to make sure that we are going all out attack, because Southampton will break. Believe me, the way they're playing at the moment, they will break. Their confidence is rock bottom. Yes, they'll try and come to St James's Park and think, right, we need to put on a show here. We need to really get back to normal after that dreadful result and show everybody that we're not as bad as that. But it's not just the Man United game. They've lost the last 4. They've gone from 5th in the league or something like that, and they're now 12th. So it has been a fall from grace from Southampton. Don't get me wrong, they've got some very, very good players. And the way they play is fantastic to watch. They're very organised. Ralph Husenhardl has got them playing some brilliant stuff. And for me, it is just a blip they're on at the moment. And I think they will recover, especially once they get the injuries and suspensions back. But we've got to take advantage of that now while we can. And if we don't, it's going to be a real shame, because this is an opportunity again for 3 points and again to pull us away from the relegation zone and any sort of worry about that. So, team lineup-wise, he's got to go 4-2-3-1 this time. He's got to start St Maximin, and we've got to be on the front foot. And I feel that formation will put us on the front foot straight away. If you look at goalkeeping-wise, it's a toss-up, isn't it? I mean, he'll either go with Darlow or Dubravka, obviously, but I think I think now the time has come for Dubravka to come back. I've said it in my last couple of preview videos, and he's stuck with Karl Darlow. I just feel now we need our best 11 on the pitch. And Dubravka is our best goalkeeper. There's no doubt about that. It's not in question. Darlow has performed brilliantly this season. Do not get me wrong on that. So either way, I don't mind which goalkeeper starts, to be honest. I just feel like the opportunity is there now to bring Dubravka back and get us settled. Get our leader back at the back, if you like. Dubravka is very vocal, and I think the defenders feel a lot more secure with him in goal. As for the back four, Manquillo simply has to stay at right back for me. He's a far better right back than Emil Kraft is. He's performed really well the last couple of games, and he installs confidence in me. When I watch him play, he's a very good tackler of the ball. He rarely gets caught out of possession, and he gets forward as well. So what more could you ask for in a right back? I think he has improved massively since he first came to the club, and I just think now he needs to be installed as our number one right back and continue to play there every game. Left back, it's got to be Jamal Lewis. Yes, he was very good against Everton. He was very poor against Palace in midweek. His tackling has just got to improve. He gave that free kick away for Palace's second goal. It was extremely disappointing. He's just so late into tackles, and he's got to get that timing right. Now, that comes with coaching. Whether he's getting the right coaching or not, I don't know. But Southampton will be a threat. If Walcott plays, he will be a threat down that side to Jamal Lewis. And I'm sure that Walcott has, if he plays indeed, but he will have looked at videos, etc. And, he will target Jamal Lewis. There's no doubt about it. Palace did that the other night, and obviously they got the second goal from it. So, players are targeting that side, so I feel Jamal Lewis needs to be a lot stronger. In the middle, for me, Sean Clark start again. Obviously, Lascelles is still out. Fernandez, I don't think, is fit yet. We haven't heard any press conference yet, obviously. So, if Fernandez is fit, I don't think he'll start anyway because he'll probably be on the bench. So, for me, Clark and Shah, I have no problem with them two at all. I think Shah's been fantastic the last few games for us. He's starting to look like a real player again, the real player that we signed. He gets forward. He's looking more passionate and he's looking more motivated, which is really something given that we all thought at the end of last season his attitude was stinking and we wanted him out the club, basically. So I feel like Fabian Schär has turned around and thought, right, I'm going for it now. Yes, he's out of contract in the summer. He may well be playing for a new contract somewhere else. Quite frankly, at the moment, I don't care as long as he performs and keeps clean sheets and wins games. That's all that's important to me at the minute. Contracts and stuff like that can be dealt with in the summer. Clark again, very, very secure at the back as well. Now, into midfield, I would drop Jeff Hendrick. I don't think he offers anything to the club. You all know my feelings on Jeff Hendrick anyway. Willock, I think, will start on the bench. I don't think he'll be thrown straight into the starting 11. So I believe it will be Hayden and Shelvey as the two. Again, I don't really have a problem with that because I think if Joe Willock gets match fit, he'll be in for John Joe Shelvey. I think Willock and Hayden are the two in midfield for the rest of the season as far as I'm concerned. Why bring Willock in if that wasn't going to be the case? And he's certainly not going to drop Isaac Hayden. He's been one of our best performers of the season. So for me, they've got to go with those two in the middle. And on the right-hand side, Fraser. Left-hand side, ASM. In the middle, Miggy. And up front, Callum Wilson. Now, we've spoke about this front four before, and thought, right, this front four can really do some damage. Now, I believe if they take the shackles off these front four, start Maximan from the beginning, I think we can get at Southampton and get at them properly. Not just, wayward shots and things like that. We've got to create real good opportunities. St. Maximan came on against Crystal Palace and ripped them a new one as far as I was concerned. He was brilliant. And that's the kind of thing that we've been missing. Somebody who picks up the ball and just drives at defenders. Ryan Fraser did the same thing. I thought he was excellent against Crystal Palace. Putting crosses into the box. He was taking players on. And his work rate was phenomenal. And that's what we want to see. We want to see work rate. We want to see effort. We want to see passion. And, my rage the other night simply came down to the manager. I was very disappointed with the treatment of Graham Jones. I was very disappointed the fact that he just stood there on the touchline and he looked like a lost lamb again. And it's not motivating the players. When the players need guidance and motivation, they look to the touchline. They look for some belief. They look for instructions. Steve Bruce just has nothing. Agnew has nothing. You know, those two were standing there in the sort of coaching area, just chatting away, and you think, God, how do they motivate anybody? Where is the motivation coming from here? They can't. So I want to see Graham Jones back on the touchline, you know, controlling the players, you know, giving them some direction, giving them some belief, and giving them some motivation. Because I think that, at the end of the day, is what's going to turn this season around and give us some belief. You know, and Steve Bruce, I think if he loses this game, there's no turning back now. Because we know the situation that Southampton are in. Yes, they've got Che Adams, they've got Danny Ings. They are very, very dangerous players. Che Adams has really, really come alive now after a very, very slow start at Southampton, but he's starting to be a player. And we all know what Danny Ings can do. Now, whether those two are fit, I'm not so sure. Well, I guess we'll have to wait till Saturday to find out. But we need to be switched on when it comes to that. And I just feel like guidance from the touchline, especially for players like Jamal Lewis, is what's needed. Because if Jamal Lewis makes a mistake, his head drops. But if you noticed against Everton, yeah, he made a couple of errors early on, but for some reason, he was much further forward. He was getting more involved in the game. And that was because of Graham Jones. You could see Graham Jones shouting and telling him where to be and telling him what to do, giving him the guidance. And as a young footballer, that's what he needs. He's got the potential without a shadow of a doubt, because we saw it for Norwich last year. So there's no reason he can't be a player. I just feel like the guidance, the coaching, etc. needs to be there, and it needs to be there from the touchline, and Graham Jones is more of a man to do that than Agnew or Bruce, as far as I'm concerned. Stephen Clements doesn't get really involved. He's sort of back in the dugout, but Jones is the one that gives the players belief. I have no doubt about that. But Southampton, it won't be an easy game, don't get me wrong. Despite Southampton being riddled with injuries and suspensions, I think they've got 2 suspensions, it's not going to be an easy game. It never is in the Premier League. And, you know, for all my confidence against Crystal Palace, it was shattered after the first half. You know, but I genuinely believe if we go 4-2-3-1, that front four that we have can win any football match, can cause any club, doesn't matter who they are, can cause any club problems. We just have to be switched on at the back. We have to win the ball in midfield. Shelvey's got to stop trying to play these Hollywood passes constantly. He's got to stop doing that. Concentrate on giving simple balls or putting through balls through for the likes of ASM, for the likes of Fraser, Miggy, and let them control the game. Give it to Wilson to score goals. It's not rocket science, really, is it? We've got to be switched on from the off and go for it. Because, like I said, if we lose this game, surely that's it for Steve Bruce, because there's no turning back. Southampton are in crippling form. They've won once in 5 games. They've lost the last 4. This is a huge opportunity, and we cannot throw this away. We simply can't. I'll be gutted if we lose this game on Saturday, but I'm confident. I really am confident. Like I say, my bad temper came from, you know, the manager the other night. I was disappointed with the way he handled the game. We played okay. Yes, we were very slow, and that's what gets me. How slow we are when we get the ball and we break. We are too slow. It's passing backwards, it's sideways. We give the opposition time to get back, get set up, and kill the game. And that's what Crystal Palace did. And Southampton will look at that and think, right, if we can get a goal or 2, we can then control the game. Because Newcastle do not build quick enough. But hopefully, we'll see a different setup on Saturday with a 4-2-3-1, with ASM back in from the start, and we'll see us really attack Southampton. Could be a very different game to what we've been used to this season. Hopefully. But anyway, prediction-wise, I think Newcastle will win this 2-0. I think I'm confident of a 2-0 win. I'm not going 3-0 or anything crazy like that. 2-0 or 2-1. I think it'll be a tight affair, but I do believe we can win this game because we've got the players. If we go the right formation and Steve Bruce takes the shackles off. That's the main thing for me. So there you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching the preview show. If you have enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, you're always welcome to subscribe. I'm on the road to 1,000. It mean the world to me if I can get there shortly. Thank you for everybody else that subscribed and tunes in every video. I'm doing a live show tonight again, Thursday night live. So if you're watching this after that, then obviously it's gone. But you can watch the rerun. It's normally good fun on there as well. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys, and hopefully we get 3 points on Saturday. Fingers crossed. How are the lads? Do your stuff. Bring them 3 points home. Take care. Be strong.